So in the last video we added this widget to the footer. In this video we're gonna create a new widget. I'm gonna show you how. We're gonna print the upcoming travels that we have here, for example. And for this we're gonna be using the Widgets API. And this Widgets API, it's an API that comes with WordPress. So almost everything is done. You only have to code what you want to show. For example, this. You can see we have these instructions, developing widgets. We have all of these. We're going to be using this example code. And you can see we have to add everything like this. And then we have to add the action for this. And you can see it's a lot of code, but we're gonna create a new file. Let's create first a new folder, and it's called inc for includes. And we're gonna open the functions.php file. And here in inc, I'm gonna create a new file called widgets.php. So we're gonna create all the widgets in this file. So let's load this file. Let's open this. And I'm gonna add a comment that says widgets. And let's add if file exists. We're gonna add the year name, then we're gonna pass the file location. And we're gonna add inc for includes, the folder that we're working on, and widgets.php. If this file exists, well, we're gonna require it. So I'm gonna add the required ones. Next, I'm gonna add again their name, and I'm gonna add file. I'm gonna concatenate these values and I'm gonna copy this. So with this in place, we're gonna work with the widgets. Let's see that this is working. And I'm gonna copy everything from here. This second example, you can see here we have one, but I'm gonna copy this one. So I'm gonna copy all of these and paste it right here. Let's add a PHP block, PHP, and let's add the action for these widgets. I'm gonna copy all of these. So let's save this and let's reload this in the backend of WordPress. I'm gonna log in the backend. So I'm gonna open appearance, widgets. Not now. And take a look here, you can see it says full widget. The title is widget title and the description is a full widget. So let's look for this widget. You can see it right here, widget title, a full widget. And then you can add this to the widget area. Let's add this to widget area 2. And you can see it says new title. So let's save this and reload. And here you can see it's printing the hello world. So we're printing a title, but we're printing this hello world. This hello world comes from here, from the code. You can see it says hello world. So with this in place, we can create our own widgets. Let's change this a little bit. You can see it says class full widgets extends WP widgets. So if you are familiar with object-oriented programming, you can see that this is inheriting from this class. So we're gonna add upcoming tours. So we're gonna change some values. Next, I'm gonna create a new ID. This one is called full widget, but we're gonna create a new one called upcoming tours. Next, you can see it says the title. So let's add upcoming tours. The description, well, let's add show to upcoming tours. So let's scroll a little bit. Here you can see we have this echo hello world. This is the part that is printing this information. So let's remove that. And here we're gonna create a new WP query. But we're gonna make things a little different. We're gonna create a different variable. If you remember, we added args then an array, and then we added all the values that we need. But here we have these args, and you can create the same variable right here. So let's change this for query, and I'm gonna create an array, and I'm gonna create the array. I'm gonna pass post type, and the post type for this is gonna be tours. Next, I'm gonna add post per page, and I'm gonna show you only 2 tours. Next, let's create the order by, and we're gonna order by this by title, and finally order ascending. So let's create an unordered list for this. So let's create an unordered list, and I think I have to close the PHP block, so I'm gonna close PHP and open right here again. So we're printing the HTML in this part, so I'm gonna add UL, and for this I'm gonna add a class tours list footer. Next, I'm gonna create another PHP block that says tours equals to new WP query, and then we're passing the query while tours, let's add the parentheses, tours have post, tours the post, something like this. Let's close this one, and let's add and while, and also let's add WP reset post data. So inside of this we are gonna print all the values that we need for this. You can see we need this name of the tour and this image. So let's add an li, and I'm gonna add class clear. So each one of the tours is one below each other, so I'm gonna add clear, and since we're gonna float some things, let's add this clear. So I'm gonna create a new div with the class feature tour, and we're gonna add the grid to 4, and let's add PHP again, the post thumbnail, because we need to print the feature image for the tour, and for this we're gonna be using the thumbnail size. Let's create another div, and for this I'm gonna add content tour, so we can use some CSS to target this. Grid to 4, and let's add the omega class. Let's add an h3 tag because we're gonna print this as a title, and also let's add an anchor tag so we can print when someone clicks here, it will take them to the tour. So let's add the permalink. And finally, let's add right here the title. So we can get something like this. So let's close this. Let's add this comment right here. Let's say it's content tour. And I think we're almost there. Let's scroll a little bit more. Here you can see we have this form, and I don't think that we need this form. So let's continue. And here at the bottom you can see it says register full widget, and then we are registering the widget. So let's add register upcoming tours, and let's scroll a little bit so you can copy this class. So I'm gonna copy this, and I'm gonna paste it right here in register widget, and we have to add the action here in the add action widget init. So I think this is everything that has to be done. So let's save, and let's reload right here. You can see it says upcoming tours. So let's add this at widget, and let's add the title. It says upcoming travels. So let's save, and let's reload our website. And looks like we have a mistake right here. So let's add, yeah, is this post thumbnail, something like this. So So let's reload. And now you can see we're printing the feature image and also the name of the tour. So we have a little misspell right there, but now you can see it's working. So we have these upcoming travels. This way we have these widgets already created. So you can create all the widgets that you need for your team. And then your client can change this order and things like that, or remove them, add them, things like that. We have another two widgets here. We're gonna create also them using the same method so we can practice a little bit more. So in the next video we're gonna print some blog entries with a widget hidden at the footer of the page.